for this evening with the prayer that was rendered by Chief Justice Mogoeng Mogoeng. I will be going through your comments and your views and your opinions around that just after we have our chat with Ubaba Sibusiso Mfeka, who is here joining us right now in the studio. Please do keep the conversation coming on the WhatsApp line. That's on 065-927-8326. Taking us to exactly 19 minutes after the hour. 7 o'clock, Pastor Benjamin Dube. He keeps on doing great things. Branding coach, a brand strategist, a conference speaker, strategic advisor to executives, author, publisher, rapporteur, and lecturer. Ubaba Sibusiso Mfeka. Sawubona baba.
Yebo, kunjani sisi?
Ngiyaphila, singezwa kuhle.
Ngiyaphila. Thank you very much for having me this evening.
So, Ubaba Mfeka, we want to know just a bit more about you. I mean, I have mentioned what you do, but we want to know what's ubani uSibusiso Mfeka.
Okay. Usibusiso Mfeka is a husband to Sindiswa Mfeka, is a father to Nkazimulo no Ukhona, who are my two princesses. Usibusiso Mfeka is a pastor at Change Bible Church under Apostle Nzo. Usibusiso Mfeka, he is a communicator. And I'm often asked to say, why do you do so many things? I say, no, I don't do many things. I do one thing. I'm just doing it in many ways. You know? So in those many ways, I then have become a brand strategist. I've become an analyst. I've become a coach. I've become a strategic advisor to executives and giving them support. I've become a pastor. I've become a teacher of the word. I've become a lecturer at a Bible school as well. So, but at the end of the day, I'm a communicator, and I communicate a message. Two messages. I communicate the message of the gospel of Jesus Christ, that Jesus saves. And number two, I communicate a message of branding, to say there is something unique about you that needs you to be you, and you need to discover that and live it out. Yeah, that's it.
It's funny you mentioned that people are always asking that you do so many things, because I wanted to know, actually I wanted to ask you rather to share the secret how you negotiated with God to give you extra hours to the 24 hours that some of us have.
Yeah.
Because like, how do you do it in a day?
Yeah, I think it goes back to the fact that I have an understanding with you what is my core thing, which is being a communicator. So all these other things are actually tools to bring out that which I am. So you find that during the day, you've got different opportunities that are coming that I've got to service. So I just have to look within my arsenal of tools what is needed now. So if it is coaching that is needed, then we set up coaching appointments. If it is lecturing that is needed, then I handle that. If it is publishing that is needed, then I handle that. But for me, at the end of the day, is doing this one thing. It's communicating.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, Baba Mfeka, listening to you right now, one can't help but wonder that you seem to have it all figured out. You know? so I want to so I want to know from you, Guti, uNkulunkulu ukususephi?
Oh.
You know, just take us through your journey of salvation.
Ish. In 1992, I think it was the 5th of January. But it was in January. I remember it was in January. It was on a Sunday in 1992. It was on a Sunday when I gave my life to Christ. The late evangelist Reinhard Bonke had visited Ifostores. They were launching the Hope of Glory Church, Tabernacle in Ifostores. So he was the speaker at that launch event. And I was already in the church. I was part of the Baptist church in Ifostores, but I was not saved. You know, my mother was a Christian, so as children, mama, you know. So I grew up in the church. But on that particular day, we decided with my friends to say, no man, there's an event happening like the Hope, you know. Let's go check it out, you know. And plus, so I thought, you know what I'm saying? Bafethu, this is a chance for me, you know. And amazingly, I can't even remember who she was. You know, I sometimes sit and say, who was that girl? I can't remember it.
Okay.
But anyway, I guess that was just God's way of
Getting
bringing
you
me
there.
to the
Yes.
place, you know. Then when I got there, honestly speaking, I can't even tell you today what was the man preaching about, because that was not the concern for the day for me. Yeah, but it was when he made an altar call. Then he mentioned in the book of James, where the Bible says, all gifts are given from the Father of lights, in whom there is no variableness or a shadow of turning. Then he said, God has given you the gift of life, and that gift is Jesus. Take him today. I'm ignoring. Then towards the end, Masega Zotandas, I'm about to pray, I'm requesting everybody not to move. Then we were silent with my two friends and all that.
You know.
You know? And then when he made that last altar call, he sang the song. Bear in mind, the man is German. Yeah? Then he sang the song, Jesu Jesu ke o rapela, ha o ntse o sisa ba bang, simpidile. And I'm saying to myself, how does this German guy sing the Sutu song? That for me was like saying, there must be a God, you know. Then I gave my life to Jesus on the day in 1992, the 17th of January. In 1992, I gave my life to God. And it has been a beautiful journey. It has been a challenging journey. It has not been so easy of a journey, because number one, I did not have, you know, one of the things that I do, one of the reasons why I do mentorship and coaching is because I did not have that privilege of having somebody to say, I'll walk the journey with you. Yes? After I got saved, I did go to Munibaba or Senkonzweni, then he sat down with me for just an hour to explain so him, and told me my girlfriend, just so what is on cost, you know, my girlfriend, which I complied, but yeah, it was painful, but yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
I complied with it, you know. Then, but after that, I had to navigate Lensindis.
Yeah.
You know, I had to understand it by myself. I had to bring myself closer to God. I have to find the Bible myself. And nobody would take me through, say, okay, you start here, this is what you do, this is how you understand the scriptures and all that. So it has been a tough journey, but at the same time it has been a journey of discovery. You know? Believe me, I didn't all of a sudden discover who I am and what my calling was and what my purpose was. No, it took me some time for me to get to that point of understanding. Actually, it was at the university where God began to talk to me directly about what is it that he has actually called me and blessed me to be in this world. Yeah, but yeah, no, it's been a rough ride. It's a rough ride.
So, I had a discussion with a colleague of mine on Friday, and I was saying, I think the one mistake that we as Christians make is that umuntu makasindiswa, we have this glorious and no good idea, but we don't give them the.
Yeah.
Now that the journey is starting, the devil is not happy about it, and the challenges that you're experiencing, expect 10 times, you know. But we do it as if I going to, you know, each journey man just says over smooth, is over right.
You know, I normally say to people, uNkulunkulu ukhipha from one kingdom akufake kwenye kingdom. The kingdom of darkness uyakhipha kuyo, in fact forcefully so, because there are forces ezingafuni ukuthi uyishiye the kingdom, and they place yena into the kingdom of light and the kingdom of his dear son. That on its own is a warfare, but that warfare never ends just because Satane will continuously fight to make sure that you come back, to make sure that you never progress la ukona. So just because umzalwane, I know there are people who say give your life to Jesus, everything will be all right.
Yes.
Give your life to Jesus. Jesus will walk with you through the journey, because he's the one who's gonna make sure that he fights every battle for you and with you, alongside you, because there are certain battles ekuzomela ukuthi makalwa nawe ube ulwa.
Yes.
Khona ezinye engeke sikwazi ukuzihandle thina, but khona ezinye athi le eyakho. I've empowered you to fight this one. You know, so it's a battle.
Baba MFEKA, there's a message coming through from Utabang Nklabo on the WhatsApp line, Mr Kasie FM, and he says, how now it makes sense why I get along with Pastor MFEKA. He was born again in the same year and month when I was born.
Yo, Tabang, you're now giving up your age. Yo, Tabang. Oh man, Tabang is a blessing to me.
Yes.
He's one of those people in Konzweni. Engitmangdinga something. I just give him a call and Tabang is just there. So yeah, he's a blessing.
So Baba MFEKA, in all that you do, what would you say is your greatest passion?
My greatest passion is coaching. I love seeing people come out of their shell. I love seeing people discover who they are. You know, in coaching we have this thing as aha moments. When I'm coaching you, you reach a point of breakthrough in a particular area of your life, then you go like, wow. There and there I know, okay, she's getting it. We're going somewhere. So for me, it's seeing a person light up when they discover the best that is in them that they never knew that is there. It's when I extract a solution out of them for their own problem that they never knew that they're there. All of this time they're sitting with problems, but they never knew problems are strategies for solutions. And I get to bring them to that point of understanding. No, solutions, and this is how we extract them. So I just love coaching. I mean, just 2 days ago, I had somebody who was booking a coaching session. Which is the reason why I'm coming to you. I was referred by a friend of mine in Midrand, who sees and a husband here when they were almost on the brink of divorce, and you help them to reignite and restart again and rebuild again. And surely our results are so tangible. I need to have a session with you. We're having a session, our first session on Tuesday.
Wow.
Yeah. So coaching for me is
So Baba MFEKA, if someone should require your services, how does one go about it?
You just contact me. It's just that on radio I don't want to give my phone number. Phone 2 a.m. abantu.
Mhlambe kuzaba yilosisi lo ozolethwa yabona uzoza esontweni ngenxa yalokho. Mara uzobazele uJesu angisho uNkulunkulu mhlawumbe uzosebenzisa lesa strategy leso wasebenzisa kuwe.
Jesu. Hey. Yasini. Yeah, Umfundisi today he was talking about the woman of Samaria effect. So those problems. But I do have an email address.
Yes.
An email address. It's sibusisamfeka@yahoo.com. You can use that. Or you can go to my social media platforms. That is Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. I'm available. It's sibusisamfeka global. Even on Instagram, sibusisamfeka global. So yeah, then you can find me there. On Facebook, on my Facebook page, there is a phone number now. So you can take it from there. Maruti ngisho on.
Okay, so inkinga nje ukuthi sisemoyeni.
Hey,
not giving away the number. It's just that it's on air.
Or mhlambe ke bangathinta wena ke bese banikeza individual.
All right. Okay, so please WhatsApp me on 0659278326, and then I will deliver the numbers to you as an individual.
Yes.
I think it's safer that way.
It's very safe. Hey, man.
All right, so
I've seen troubles in my life.
Hey, Jehovah, please.
Lead me not into temptation.
Baba MFEKA, there's something that is very close to your heart, which is young teens between 10 and 20. Let's talk about that.
Yeah. A few years ago, I used to pastor a church in Browns Street, Tswane Baptist Tabernacle. And every year in June, we used to have an event called Young Only Ones, where we'll bring in celebrities and socialites and personalities, but who are Christians to come and talk to young people, especially because Bronxspruit is almost a rural type of a setup, to say, come and talk to these young people, you know. Some of them, they come from spaces where they don't believe there's something good that can come out of them, you know. They never grew up knowing Guti. They've got gifts and talents that God has placed in them that they can be able to exploit. So we would talk to these young people, and we do that each and every year. You know. But unfortunately, when I left Bronxspruit after my pastoral work was done, it did not continue as I thought it would. You know. Then when I came back home this side, it was this year that God began to speak to me very strong. In fact, over the years, He's been saying to me, you need to go back to that concept. You need to go back to that concept.
Yeah.
Until this year, God began to speak to me very strongly to say, next year, January, I needed to have a camp for young people between the age of 10 to the age of 20. You will continue to call it young only ones, because young people need to understand, Guti, we prepare for the future today. We don't go into the future and start preparing for it. It's too late. We prepare today. Could it be in terms of your finances? Could it be in terms of your relational life? Could it be in terms of how you deal with issues of your sexuality? Could it be how you deal with issues of faith, spirituality, and all that? So we are bringing in our coaches who are going to be dealing with different things, you know, and all of these people are experts. We've got a coach that deals with issue of your confidence, because especially black young people, sibuya emakaya wethu sometimes are so disfragmented in such a way yokuthi there is no encouragement. Anytime umzali mayekhuluma nawe, everything azoyisho, it's either we are prefixa or we are suffixa ngonto e. Yabona, this thing yabona, like there is no positive word that comes out. So every time umntana mawukhuluma naye, he's always cringing, he's always scared and all that. You can't build confidence out of that. So we've got a coach that deals with confidence issues. Uketiwe Phakathi is going to be dealing with it. We've got a coach that deals with issue of celibacy. I know these days we are promoting the Zabo ABC, you know, ABC one that AIDS,
Yes.
that AIDS thing, abstain, be faithful, condomize, and all that. But Tina, at the camp, we are saying there is a message which is the abstain message, and it is more healthier than the be faithful and be condomizing one. So we've got a celibacy coach who's going to be talking to young people to say, you know what, sex is beautiful, but sex is beautiful within certain boundaries, and these are the boundaries, and this is what it will do for you in the future if you invest umzimba wako right much.
I'm going to ask you to say that again, please.
Yeah. So if you invest umzimba wako right khona manje, then you are sure ukuthi future yako izoba right. I mean to this morning Mfundisi was talking about when he was quoting the book of Thessalonians chapter 5. I think it's 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, where Paul says, I pray that God would keep your body, spirit, soul, and body complete. Spirit, soul, and body. In other words, your body is important to God because it is the temple of God. So it's important. So uNkulunkulu ufuna ukuthi lo mzimba supreserve, lo mzimba sunakekele. That includes how you indulge lo mzimba sexually, because sex has got a lot of consequences, a whole lot. Some of the consequences they far exceed indaba yokuthi ube pregnant usesemncane. They go into an issue of saying, if ulala nalona, by the time ushada,
So tight.
oh man, it's a mess, you know, it's a mess, and this will affect umntwana abantu who did not even know what you were engaging in all these things. And so we're trying to say to young people, don't waste your life. So come to the camp. Let's spend 3 days together. Believe me, when you come back home, you'll come back a different person. Yes, we don't promise you you will come back regain virginity. That's not going to happen. We are not promising you that you will come back being a billionaire or a millionaire. That's not going to happen. But we are promising you that whatever principle that we are going to teach you, it will arm you for the future.
Yeah.
It will prepare you for something better. You'll have clarity about your life, clarity about what career you need to follow, what friends you need to choose, how to strategies of life, and you can learn them at this age at the camp in January.
So I am between the ages of 10 and 20, and I do want to come. Is there a fee that I need to pay?
Yes.
And please just give me details on how I go about registering.
Yeah. Camp here too has a fee. It's 1,400 rands for all those days. Nothing more, nothing less. You register through the email address that I've just given you, sibusisomfela@yahoo.com, or you can send a WhatsApp through the number that they will find from you or from the social media and all that, or through social media. And the poster is also on the social media. It's posted everywhere on the social media. So you get in touch with us. You pay 50% to book your spot. Then before the camp, just before CA camping, a week or two before the camp, you settle your balance. Then May 12, siyahamba CA camping, May 15, siyabuya.
Baba Mfeka, ngizocela ukuthi uphinde nje ama-social media platforms and your email address once again.
My social media platforms, it's Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube as well. It's Sibusiso MFEKA Global. Sibusiso MFEKA Global. And then my email address is sibusisomfela@yahoo.com.
Thank you so much. There's a message we received, and it's a request for your number.
That's
And Usindile Togaza Guidance is saying, Sibusiso MFEKA, I need his number, please, darling, for premarital counseling.
All right. That's what
So, Baba Mfeka, 2020 has been a difficult year for all of us, right? If I had to ask you from the top of your head right now, the three things that kept you going, what would those three things be?
The three things that kept me going is that number one, it's God. I think it accelerated my relationship with God to another level, because I began to understand in this life without God, I really cannot make it. So God kept me going. That relationship with Him kept me going. Number two, my family kept me going. I began to understand how much my family means to me. That is now my immediate family and my siblings as well. Because Sasele Sisoto, Majumama Nai, COVID decided to say, it is in chief bless her soul. Yeah. So it made me to realize how important my family is. It made me realize every time when I wake up in the morning, early riser, 4 a.m. some forgetting a second. So when I wake up early in the morning to work, in my mind, it's my wife and my two girls. In my mind. Everything I do, it's for these people. It's for these people. Those are three things. And those are two things. Then the third one is my purpose on earth. To say my purpose is so urgent. I need to live it to the fullest because I may not see the following day. So those are the three things that kept me going.
Well, Mfeka, we are running out of time, so I want to wrap up with this last message that comes through on the WhatsApp line right now on 0659278326. It's a beautiful message. It's hands raised, clap, clap, clap. That's one of my best and favorite ministers at Change Bible Church under the leadership of our senior pastor Nzo, who delivers God's message in a beautiful, laid-back and layman's and Gussie style. I still vividly remember his session at Change the night we were moving from 2019 into 2020. I love Mr MFEKA, with so much God passion from Tumi, aka the Kit Kat guy from Mugwena section in the Katara.
Thank you to me. I really appreciate that. Wow. I remember that message, persistence. Every time, even when I'm going through things and I feel like giving up, and God reminds me of that night, says, persist.
Yeah. Oh, Mfeka, before I let you go, any last words that you want to leave us with?
First of all, let me say thank you very much for having us here. I know because of logistical challenges, we're a bit late. But I want to say, keep going. I want to encourage you. Say, you keep going. The work that you're doing here is so important. Sometimes you may look and say, but really, does it really? Believe me, the impact that you're making to the lives of people, you never know who you reach. You never know how far you reach God. So So keep doing what you're doing, and believe me, it won't be long. You will see the fruit of it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
MFEKA, thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you.
All the best. And we hope to hear from you. And maybe the next time, can we talk about your books? Because you
Yeah.
are an author as well.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry we couldn't get into that because there was so much we wanted to get from
It's
you.
okay.
But next time, please feel free to come through again.
No, we'll do.
Thank you so much.
Thank
God
you.
bless you.
Thank you for having
And
us.
that takes us to 15 minutes before the top of the hour, 8 o'clock. Don't